The Todd Shapiro Show, Canada Laughs, Sirius XM 168.
How's Canopy Growth? How's everything over at the world's biggest licensed producer?
Things are good. We today we announced a really big deal with a hemp grower out in Saskatchewan. We're going to grow a fuck ton of hemp. It's going to be great.
So explain to people that I kind of know because there's a little history, but sometimes people tune in at different times and stuff. So the difference between sort of hemp and marijuana, what's the hemp side of things?
Yeah, I mean, there's been like kind of an artificial distinction because of prohibition for a long time, right? So hemp is like the industrial cousin to marijuana, but they're both cannabis. So hemp is like cannabis grown for fiber and seed, and it's used to make different industrial products, like pretty much anything you can make out of oil and trees, you can make out of hemp. So it's been legal since the 90s in Canada, so there is quite a substantial amount of hemp production going on in the country. But because of weed prohibition, because of the marijuana side of things, hemp production's been really restricted and arbitrarily sort of confined. So with legalization coming in, hemp growers are going to be able to do a lot more cool stuff with their hemp crops, and that's it's actually one of the biggest game changers coming with legalization. So we're really excited about it. So
I mean, what are some products that hemp would be used for?
Oh, I mean, well, first of all, the seeds are very nutritious. So the seeds have a whole complement of omega-3s and omega-9s and what have you. And you can also make oils out of it. So you can the hemp seed oil is equally nutritious and versatile. But you can also make paper and stuff out of it. You can make concrete. You can make you can build houses out of hemp. I know there's actually a company out here in Hemingford, Quebec. They make hemp guitars. So the body of the guitar is like a composite made from hemp fiber. You can also make biofuels from hemp oil. It's more efficient than trees when it comes to making paper. But what we're really most excited about is the fact that hemp produces a lot of CBD. And up until now, farmers haven't been able to legally extract the CBD and sell it on the market to people. And now we're going to finally have the chance to do that, which is going to really just make CBD a lot more available to people who are using it for, be it anxiety to epilepsy to pain control. It's going to become a lot more available as a result.
That's awesome, man. And as a Tweed Main Street user and just started this sort of 3 weeks ago, the CBDs, while I'm anxious today, I didn't take any, but I took some last night before my big comedy show, and it completely relaxed me. Bilal even said I was the most relaxed he had ever seen, which is rare because Bilal normally sees hyper Todd, and which translates sometimes into mean Todd, and I don't mean to be that
sometimes.
Just sometimes. But that's good news. That's great. What's also nice about this, Adam, as you talk, and Rebecca, feel free to jump in at any point. It's nice for farmers, I think. It's given. I think the farmers at hemp now. I can only imagine. They've been doing this their whole lives, and you think of farm families and generations, and it's nice to. I'm sure some are getting rich off of it, and that makes me happy to know that people start doing well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's all about Canadian farmers, baby.
Yeah.
That's what the whole economy is about. That's what CBC, they're going to pick that up so fast. They love that shit.
Absolutely. It's cannabis with legalization, agriculture itself is going to be revolutionized somewhat. Out here in Quebec, there's all the greenhouse producers want to start growing cannabis ever since we announced our joint venture with one of the biggest tomato producers in North America. We're converting their greenhouse into a weed house. There's been a huge interest from all of the greenhouse producers across Quebec who now want to grow cannabis as a complementary crop to the tomatoes and the peppers and the cucumbers and the all the other things they're growing. So hemp is probably the best thing to grow on an outdoor scale. When you're talking fields and not greenhouses or indoor grows, which are more typical for when you're growing nice buds. But now we're going to be literally talking about massive outdoor fields of cannabis used for CBD extraction and maybe paper making. You know?
And then I guess if you don't like your assignment, you just light it up and you feel good after. That's how it works, right, Adam?
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, when you keep saying fields, do cows eat hemp?
That's a good question. You could probably turn it into a feed.
Yeah, the cool cows eat hemp. Only the cool cows.
The ones you see lying down?
Yeah.
Those cows?
Yeah. The chocolate milk cows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is great, dude. I love catching up with you guys. I always feel kind of privileged. Whether it's you or Jordan St. Clair we had on last week. Bruce Linton joins us, Shaggy Youngson. We learned so much. We're so much more knowledgeable because of all you guys. You're the leaders. You're the pioneers of really what's going on here. And Canopy Growth doing so many wonderful things in Tweed Main Street and sort of all your other properties, which are almost too many to name now. And I'll tell you the other thing, man. When we spoke to Jordan last week about sort of this hiring spree you guys are about to go on, looking to get about a couple hundred people in the next few weeks even, and then maybe down the road even up to 3,000 people. Like, all of this is just so great. It's just every week I'm like, it just keeps getting better. So thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me, man. This is the most fun radio I get to do.
Yeah, well, what are some of the bad ones? Let's.
I'm not saying they're bad ones, but no, on the fun scale, this ranks highest.
It's fun, and then the other thing is sometimes I don't know always how to have a fun when we're talking this stuff, because I don't, because there's so many fun places I could go with it, but it's also a serious thing, so I don't want to add to the stigma is what I'm saying.
Right. No, it's a good fun. It's a stigma breaking fun.
Yes. That's a nice way of saying you're just not funny, Todd, but I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, have a great weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you soon and seeing you in person down the line. Thanks so much.
The Todd Shapiro Show. Canada Laughs. Sirius XM 168.